Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Wandering Tales, Galaxy on Fire. This is our third game of that series. So this is The Dying Sun. I will be GMing. But before we start, shall we roll some destiny points?
Sounds good.
Oh, I should also say hello to Sharon, Katie, Miguel, and Jared.
Hello.
Hello. So, hang on. Why have I got 5 dark side points? I'm not going to say no. So I have 5 dark side points and 2 light side points. So let the games commence. So where we left things last week, you all you all got a directive from the new ambassador, Day, about a mission to go explore the black hole sector. And you weren't satisfied with the explanation he's given you. So you're pulled on your contracts, you're leveraged every favor you can get to try and get some more information about what exactly is going on in the black hole sector. So last session, you guys had all gone and done your intelligence gathering, and now you've all come back to meet at the mess.
It's a good thing we remember exactly what happened last session and not at all tired and rusty.
That's the sole reason why we record sessions.
Yeah, so we're meeting back at the cafeteria. And if memory serves me correctly, Dr. Mary has returned to Dr. Mary form.
She has.
And reports on doing some exploration around the docks that she's managed to find, under a kind of cover identity, work with a crew. They're heading out to the Black Hole Sun sector. And from what she can gather, they're kind of carrying a sort of a science crew with them, kind of with archaeological dig kind of gear. It's rumored to pay pretty well.
Reasonably well. It was
Reasonably
actually
well.
just a little bit
Not
less than,
amazingly.
yeah, not amazing. Just a little bit less than what you would have hoped.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt to hope for more. I think that's all I really learned. I don't think there's any other major points from what I said. I guess the big question is whether I, insert myself with that crew as a sort of insider perspective and stay in touch with the rest of you all, or whether I, don't meet them up on departure day and they go without me.
Yep. Fuzia?
Well, Alaric Trey told us that there is definitely something of financial interest to many people. Something to do with artifacts, perhaps. Something that the Empire was previously interested in. And he's going to send a member of the High Quantran bureaucracy over to have a little chat.
Minor bureaucracy, correct.
Minor bureaucracy.
And Gadriel?
Actually, I'm staying on the back road. I don't want to take this job. I think that we're being set up, and well, Gabriel doesn't appreciate being anybody's patsy, so he's waiting to see what comes out from shaking tree and making sure that nothing come at us from the back. So I'm actually going to go and pay a visit to somebody that we've already seen.
Dr. Afra?
No. I'm going to go and visit Varys Pretend.
Varys?
Yes.
Okay, the Duros. All right, let's pivot to that. And let's see if we can allay some fears. Okay, So you send a message, I presume, out to Varus?
No. I just turned up at his shop.
You're going to turn up at his shop? Sure. So the shop is all computer tech. So it's just a cluttered mess. He's sitting behind a console. It's, in a wide arcing pattern around him. It's covered in mountains of electronic equipment and broken down data pads and partly dismantled droids, and the whole shop is reflective of this. It's just a tangled mess, but he seems quite content in there, just tinkering around, trying to slip components into boards and building things like that.
Jeez, that looks like a mess, friend Varus.
It's only a mess if you don't know what you're doing. There is an order here. Don't you worry. There's an order. I know
I'm pretty
exactly where
sure.
everything is.
Are you still freelancing?
Dude's got to eat.
I'm glad that
And
you still have that same mentality. I need you to hack into the former Empire Embassy, now New Alliance Embassy. I'm pretty sure that you did your due diligence when you were reprogramming droids and whatnot.
hacking into that is not going to be easy. It is still fairly. It's
If it,
fairly.
if it was easy, I would be doing it. That's why I came to a professional.
It's gonna cost you, friend.
Everything costs Varus.
He sits back and watches you, watches your face very intently. What are you after?
I think the current ambassador is an idiot or a liar or a both. I think whatever he's trying to do is just going to blow in his face and kill a bunch of people. It's bad enough that the former ambassador perished here along at coincidentally the same day that the local ruler did. So I don't know how they still talk to us. But more so to the point, you're a country. You understand the amount of local politics that goes in here and how a lot of people would benefit from the new republic going down in flames. I don't care, honestly. What I do care is the people that get scattered in the middle. Politicians, they cannot burn in the same bucket. Thank you. Don't care less. I do care about the small people.
Well, what do you want me to tell you? That New Republic is a bad idea?
Oh, look, it's as good as the idea as the empire must have been for some people. I don't know. I'm not really interested. If I had an interest in that sort of activity, I would have taken a different trade. What I'm interested is in not getting people killed. Now, you may remember this group of young explorers that came with the Republic. Then you remember the girl that got blown in half by some strange robot that got mysteriously activated?
Heard she left a hell of a mess on the wall.
Yeah, she was sort of half turned into pink mist, but anyway. They've been pushed into a corner and they've been forced to take this job. Whatever the job is, because it's all cloak and dagger. Not good. Not good for business and especially not good for your health. As in you, Royal, you.
Oh, just for a minute there, I thought you were threatening me.
Oh, I'm not. If you need me to, I can oblige, but I would rather not get to those extents.
Oh, that's I'm grateful for that. What's your name again?
Irrelevant.
I need to know who's going to be owing me an absolute bounty.
Now, Maris, see, this is the thing. I appreciate entrepreneurship. Pull out the blaster. I don't appreciate greed.
He looks at you. He's not ruffled, but you kind of see that tension creeping in between his shoulder blades.
And flicks the, to reinforce the point, flicks the safety of.
Yes, well, you're another bully like the Empire was, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I actually come through in my words.
Fine. I'll do a hack for you, but I don't know. It could take 5 minutes, it could take 5 hours, it could take 5 days.
Don't get sloppy, don't get scared. I just want you to listen. Now, because you're such an upright and upstanding citizen, I'm pretty sure that there will be other people interested in what you may be hearing. Do not be afraid of sharing the information. But there is a catch.
I'm all ears.
If you start spilling the beans to the wrong ears, I will be happy to demonstrate what the pink mist look like. And I let that bit of darkness that I've been toying in for the last months with the hologram just seep into the environment.
You kind of see that nervous gulp and, the hair on he starts to get a bit sweaty. Is that a force check or a manipulation, Miguel?
No, I'm not using manipulation. I can, I do actually have a force skill that relates to those sort of things, which is sense.
Of course you do. Go on. Roll it, roll it, roll it.
Okay, what's my force rating?
You have 3 die. Okay. Are you doing this as a light side or a dark side action?
I said that I was
Mm.
releasing dark side energy. So yeah, it's actually fitting.
Okay. So do you take 2 as strain?
Sure.
I did study a little bit today. Virus is kind of that little nervous gulp and that sweat has suddenly gotten a lot more because that wasn't very subtle. That wasn't very low level. That was full on boombox level of dark energy radiating from you. And the virus has never been anywhere near anyone with that sort of twisted aura. So yeah, you pretty much scare him witless. So he straightens up and goes, "Yep, all right, no problems. I'll get to that. Can you just leave, please? I'll get the information to you as soon as I can. Just go, just go, just go. Get out of my shop, please."
put the blaster back in the holster, starts walking without looking back, and like stops in at the entrance, looks over the shoulder. Remember, Varys, pink mist, happy thoughts.
The moment you're out of that shop, the door closes and locks. Cool. Saunters off into the sunset. Yeah, I know you. I know you far too well. Katie, I'm going to say that at some point you are. What are you doing to pass the time before you head out? If you head out, I don't know. I don't know what your next steps are. What are you doing to pass the time?
I'm gonna go looking for some familiar faces in the base. Is that where we are? Is that what we're calling it?
You're in the embassy. Yep.
Yeah, the embassy. So I'm gonna wander around, see if I can talk to anybody.
Sure. As you're wandering around, this little slip of a woman just suddenly steps up next to you.
Oh.
You, Rinsei.
Yes. And you are?
Alric sent me.
Ah, right. What did he tell you?
It's more what I'm going to tell you. You were asking about the Hakuntran ships.
Yes, we were.
We've lost several over the last 10 or so years, longer. But we've lost 2 in the last year.
It's a heavy loss.
It is.
What was on the ships?
Just scout vessels, just long reach vessels. Most people avoid the black hole sector, but it can be used to traverse into the Chiss Empire.
Oh, yes. So I've heard. Have you ever been out there?
No. I'm a bureaucrat. This is where I have been my entire life.
Right. Do you know of anyone who's been out there?
No, not personally.
So what you're basically giving us is second-hand information.
Yes. Is that a problem?
No?
You wanted
Any
to know.
information? Yes.
You wanted to know about the Hakuntran ships. But our
Tell me.
government doesn't want to tell your government at the moment. There is still an element of mistrust. We've kept this quiet. So I expect you to keep this news quiet as well.
Shall we step outside?
If you
Yes.
wish, but
Shall we go for a walk around? Yes.
So
All right.
I guess we're at the cafe. Was it so? Have we left the cafeteria? Is that what we're saying, or we? Because I hadn't really worked out what I'm doing next. Really, like, am I going with the? I kind of wanted some input from the rest of the crew. We think I should stow away aboard, or join this crew, and maybe rendezvous later in the sector, or disappear and die and join the mystery, or um, or should, or should I what else should I do? Not sure.
Could you go with somebody else, not Dr. Mary?
Oh yeah, there's no problem about that. Yeah, don't worry about that. I've got another identity I can use.
do we know that she can change identities? I know Maya does.
Yeah, the rest of us don't.
Yeah.
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 Little old me, I'm quite adept at disguising myself when the time comes.
So yeah,
there could be advantages of me being inside with the crew, seeing firsthand what's going on at one of these dig sites. Relatively easily, given I'll be there probably loading and unloading cargo. but it does, split us up and, out of character, breaks one of the cardinal rules of role playing. Never split the party.
Rules are meant to be broken.
So yeah, I don't know. What do people think?
You tell me, you're driving this bus.
Well, I guess I'm conferring with with
Mhm.
Vazia and with Francai. What do you guys think? Do you think that'd be helpful or?
Always use a doctor on hand.
Okay, so maybe I'll stay. Maybe I'll skip going with this other group and stay with you guys. Because you guys have when I was away to get into some mishaps that might need patching up.
I am also worried that, although I suppose the opposite could be true, that if you go on another ship,
The ship
your
may
ship
disappear.
might disappear. But then again, if you,
Go on another ship, our ship might disappear. So
yeah, no guarantee.
it's a great job that we've got going for
At
us,
least
isn't it?
you'll all be together.
Yay! When we're pulled through to another dimension, or captured and tortured, or whatever else might go on. Yeah. I mean, another thing I could do, I think they did sort of say to come and do some work with them. So we could, if one of you have the know-how, I could try and sort of stow away some sort of device on the ship that might be helpful to track their progress or such like. Because they are going to one of these kind of archaeological dig sites that, presumably is the reason that everyone's going to this area and might be related to disappearances or might not. Might be helpful to at least know where the ship was and its last known location before it disappears.
A tracking beacon does sound like a good idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, presumably we can whip one of those up from somewhere. The embassy, has a little closet of tracking beacons for diplomatic purposes.
Oh, totally legit. Sure.
That ambassador did say he would give us whatever we required within reason.
Yes, he
There
did.
we go. Seems
So,
like that fits under the expense accounts, rubric.
Yeah. Vazia just sends a message to Indira with a
Yeah, I think we'll just sort of send
Purchase
receipts for all
order.
the relevant stuff that we used over the course of the mission, and try to like add out, hefty bar tab as business lunch, and so on in there.
Yeah.
Most of it's approved. Your bar tab, they're only going to cover 75% of it.
No, all right, fair enough. Well, it is what it is. Got to try and get what you can out of it because the pay's not amazing on these jobs. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go back into my disguise as this kind of dock worker. I forget the name that I was using for them now. But back in
Bar.
disguise.
I think bar or var.
Bar. Yep. Okay, I can go with that. This is the not benefit of me not editing or
No.
ever watching any of the videos is that I
Sorry, Brev.
say
It was Brev.
Okay, Brev. Cool. Should take some notes, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so I'll go back into the persona as Brev. Put on my kind of I'll do this after I leave the crew kind of thing because I don't want to alarm them with my dramatic disguise attempts. Leave them thinking it's just a fake moustache and so on. And head on down there and sort of report into work on the ship and see if I can't plant this device in the course of that.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to give me? It's not going to be any problem for you to jump on that ship.
Yep.
And a tracking beacon is not large, and all you have to do is hook it up into the communication system. So just give me I'm trying to think, mechanics roll or computers
Mechanics?
roll.
Yep.
It's kind of one of those things that does both, really.
My pool, I have no paid points into either of them, so I have 5 green on either, so it doesn't matter either way.
What a shame.
I do still have 5 green because I'm a very intelligent character, but not specifically skilled in those areas. So
Not for that.
I'll give a computers roll. Same difference.
I'm going to make it 2 because it's not
2.
hard,
Okay.
but it's not easy because you also don't want it to be detected. So you need to be able to set it in a way that the computer doing its generic sweeps won't detect another
Yeah.
transponder, if you will.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Do I flip a point? I think we need them more. Hey, no, I won't. I think I'll just roll it without, given that we're, the dark side is against us at the moment. 6 successes,
Oh,
2
wow.
threats.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you stitch that puppy in properly. In fact, you go there and you sprinkle a bit of space dust on it. You kind of scratch it up a little bit. You make it look authentic to that ship. Anyone who is not a clever little clogs will look at that part and go, "Oh, that's been there for like 3 years. That's fine. It's part of the ship." So well done,
Yep.
you. Threats?
Threats, yes.
What can I do? Oh yeah. All right. That will bite you in the ass later.
Right, okay. I was going to say, I sort of the only idea I had for spending threat, but I feel like it's too extreme for 2 would be like, and then they ship out before I get a chance to get off the ship or something. Yeah,
Not quite. Not quite.
bit too much.
Bit too much.
All right, cool.
Cool. All right. So yeah.
So head on back to the embassy then. Resume the Dr. Mary guys.
Mm-hmm. No problems. That's good. Now, Katie.
Yeah.
We were going to go for a walk into the garden.
Yes. Away from
Yeah, so
listeners.
what listeners?
Yes.
There are no listeners here. She walks next to you. She's just very calm. She has her hands clasped in front of her body. She's just very calm, very self-assured, very quiet, mousy. One of those people you look at and immediately forget.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, what was your name again?
She looks at you. I really don't. I'm not good at all this subterfuge. My name's Alira.
It's a nice name. Right. All right. So what can you tell me about these ships or what you know?
As I said, over the last 20 years, we've been occasionally losing a ship. That area of space is hard to travel. It's got the black hole, it's got the gravimetric disturbance. We never had force users or sensitives. The Empire did their best to quell anyone who had those natural abilities. And it's those abilities that help ships traverse that area of space. So for a very long time, that sector was avoided. You have the occasional ship daring to run, but not often. But now, since the Empire is gone, more and more of our ships are taking the chance to explore that sector a bit further to start transporting goods to the Chiss Empire. They are somewhat xenophobic, but they will trade with us. So we've been traveling there more and more. But yes, we've lost more ships than we would have expected.
And they just disappear.
They disappear. We know there's pirates out there, but we think it's more of a wintering base than an actual. This isn't where they actively hunt. This is just where they winter, for lack of a better term.
And has anyone ever looked at any patterns?
There's not enough correlation to make a pattern. Not yet.
So they just there's nothing from it, like nothing the same with the ships. They just disappear.
They're either transporters or explorers. I can't give you much more because there isn't much more.
Do you know of ships that come back from trading?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes, so not every ship that goes there disappears. It's just one every now and then. It just seems that it's now become two every now and then.
And you say that there would have been no force users. Are you sure about that?
There are force users now starting to come up through the ranks. Before we had none while the Empire was here, but now people are developing those skills naturally or stepping forward to say they've always had them. And we're utilizing that.
Right. And you think that having a force on our side will, so to speak, will help?
The hyperspace jump to the black hole sector is renowned for being difficult. There are all sorts of spatial anomalies along that route. You need a force user to sense what is coming and then make minute corrections to the course as you travel. It cannot be done by computer. The computer will not detect some of these disturbances. A force user, I don't really understand it, but it's almost like they can sense a disruption in the space.
Interesting. And do you think that these disruptions are going to affect the force users?
No, the disruptions have always been there. It's just that part of space.
Yes.
The force users are just a way of navigating through that space safely. It can be done without, but the risk is much higher. And there are ships who have come to grief doing just that.
And they've disappeared. There's no trace. It's like they've gone into the black hole.
It will. There are reports of ship fragments being found, but it's like the ships are almost torn apart. Do you need anything further, Rinsei? Or may I resume my duties and tell Alaric I've fulfilled my obligation to him? Bazia, what do you want to do?
Now I'm on the spot.
Yes. You thought you were safe? No. No one's safe.
Not really keen on this, especially not taking her baby into a system with a black hole. With what is obviously well, you're expendable, so it doesn't matter what happens to you kind of deal. Yeah, I think I'm just going to reach out to my patron and ask if there is any allied interest in that sector. Likely on the pirate base or otherwise.
The answer is no. It's so far removed. This is in the unknown regions. Your patrons in the normal space, like New Republic space, it's well outside of each other's sandboxes. Nice try.
And anything on the hut ships that disappeared? Who did they belong to?
You have to ask me questions about the Hutt dynasties, didn't you? All I can tell you, it was the Aleut. It was a Hutt explorer vessel. Explorer slash I claim this planet name of Mars vessel. Yeah, it's once the new Haikuntran jump gate opened, they've come through to have a poke around in the unknown regions and pootled past the black hole sector and went dark.
She doesn't like it. She has to do it. They'll be stocking up on the ship and making sure that all kinds of eventualities are prepared for.
You're going to set a departure time and date? Don't say 5 months from now.
Tempting. 2 days. We'll leave in 2 days.
Okay.
Actually, when is the vessel that Dr. Mary identified as heading out going?
Tomorrow night.
We will surreptitiously tag along behind them, so.
Okay, cool. So do you have anything that you want to do for the next day and night and day?
Pray.
You could do that.
Yeah, I don't think Dr. Murray can think of anything productive that will help deal with mysterious ship disappearances other than go ahead and face it.
Gadriel, you get a message from Dr. Afra. And it's just a simple text message. It's heavily encrypted. Like your original message to her, it's untraceable, but you know it's from her. And she just sends a simple response. Possible site of a star temple. Appeared defunct, but also somehow different from the others. Full stop.
Hmm.
And Varus has come through for you as well. He sent you a feed. He's been able to access the comm link in the ambassador's office, and he sends it to your, not to your link. He'll send you a text, encrypted version to your data pad, and it's just the conversations that ambassador is having. And you know what? You sit there and you can flick through it, and
Yeah, like when they're planning how to address their obligations with the Republic, I'm reading the transcripts and like,
you read the transcripts the next day and a bit, and it is all very official. It's a lot of corporate speak, if you will. It's he's wheeling and dealing, and he's trying to negotiate favorable terms with the New Republic and the Hakontrans. He's trying to deal with fires on his side of the fence. He makes mention of your mission once or twice, but they're just in passing. It's like, I'm working on it. I've got a crew who's heading out shortly to investigate it. I'll have further information when I get it back, when I get them to report back to me. So there isn't much of value to all that.
Hmm.
But as far as you can tell, he's not up to anything dodgy. Like everything he's doing, you'd expect for someone working for the New Republic to be doing to advance their cause, to promote stability between the New Republic and the Hakuntran Empire, and he's doing his job. Now, Katie, is there anything else you want to do for the next day or so?
I guess make sure that we've got enough supplies, which we're all doing anyway. Just a bit worried about the focus on the Force users. We're going to do a little bit more research into Force anomalies in this region, if she can. Is there a library
Yeah, there would be a library.
or
Well, it'd
repository?
be a repository more than a library itself.
Yep. It's
Is
going to
this-
go.
All right, give me a quick and dirty. Give me a education roll against 2 purple. It's a bit obscure.
Okay.
2 successes, 2 threats. This isn't the only area of space that has these sorts of anomalies. They're not common, but they do exist and they have been known for quite a while. So yeah, when the Empire were in charge, obviously there weren't many Force users out and about, as it were. So that's why people had developed hyperspace lanes, or they just didn't go to a particular area of space. But now that Force users are more available and more willing to help others with their skills, like new little shortcuts are opening up everywhere throughout the whole known space areas as they shave off, a few seconds here in light speed, or, you know,
Make things safer.
make things
Travel.
safer, better, faster, quicker.
Yeah. All right.
So no, this isn't untowards. This isn't weird stuff. This is actually almost standard practice
Okay.
in some areas of space anyway.
Is there anything that they can do to prepare?
Not really. Not really. Be rested, meditate.
Well, and we know that the reason we're going out there is a little bit shady. I mean, trade with the Chiss Empire, but also like why are the archaeologists going out there? Is there anything at all? Any
No,
is it there's no information at all, which makes it look like a cover-up job, like it's just been completely erased.
no. It just reports back that there is your sun, your 3 planets, your moon, your gas giant, and the black hole. That's the black hole sector.
Okay.
It doesn't discuss anything about archaeology.
No, run sides. Yep, just gonna prepare, doing a bit of meditation, a few exercises, keeping in shape.
Okay. Very good. Cool. So now what? Is it time?
Sounds like it.
Cool. So you've had 2 days to load up your ship. She is full of fuel and provisions, and the weapons are all primed and ready to go, and your star charts are updated.
Some point before the departure, I pulled Garcia to the side. Said, "Okay, Cap. We all know that this is a terrible idea, but would it be better if we go in 2 shifts, not 1?"
Do you have access to a second ship?
I may convince somebody. The part of the Force users navigating or being the the Navi computer makes me a bit nervous. Sounds like a lot of mumbo jumbo.
I do admit that I am somewhat worried about that aspect, along with just the fact that we are in this considered expendable.
Well, feels like they're throwing us to the dogs and make it sound like, oh, well, we try. Our representatives got vaporized when they hit the yeah, the walls of the black hole. Oopsie.
Whoops, my bad.
Well, the whole, oh dear, ships are disappearing near a black hole is a little on the nose.
Okay. Look, let's go in 1 ship.
And you, Gadriel, are under no obligation, unlike those of
Oh,
us employed by the New Republic.
what?
Good
I
or
get
ill.
paid by the hour.
No. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
I charge as a consultant.
Well,
We're just here for the pension. We're just waiting to,
just as
Do
long
our
as you are
time.
charging the New Republic and not me.
Right. You're on a salary package. You get holidays. As much as I would like to stay behind and wave you and bring you flowers, it's not kind of bad that you guys are going to be vaporized in space.
Oh, so you're going to be vaporized with this?
No, I'm going to be stranded here
Solidarity.
until the next suckers come along. Sorry,
Oh,
navigable crew.
no survivors. I don't know whether you've heard that part. We've talked about it a lot.
Um,
A
Ships
one
are
in all in
torn apart
situation.
by a space kraken.
Oh, there's an idea.
Let's go face the space kraken or
Let's do it.
whatever it is.
You load up the Nightfall. Jared, as you set up very cleverly with your little transponder, you wait until that little transport ship docks from the couplers and takes off into the sky. And yeah, you let it run for a little while. You can see its little transponder icon beeping on the console of the Nightfall. So your tracker is working.
Excellent.
Vazia, you set off after it. So you uncouple yourself from the docking bays. You get guided out into the flight lanes. And you start to accelerate and leave the gravity of Haikuntra and enter Twilight. Do you say a prayer?
I make my own luck.
All right. So you are going to hit the hyperdrive. And away we go. So, the stars do their thing where they elongate and then streak behind or past your windows as you fly through Hakuntran space at light speed. It's going to take you a couple days before you even get to anywhere near the black hole sector, so you've still got a couple days up your sleeve to chill out and plan, or not, because there's only so many games of chess you can play.
Yeah, really hone my skills at holo chess. But I don't think I have any other specific plans I want to make in the meantime.
Oh, Dr. Mary, would you be interested? Can I interest you in some very interesting literature?
I'm not in the market for joining your religion, if that's what you have in mind. But sure.
I wasn't thinking that, but okay.
Join the force today. It's great for you.
Yes. Well, it has been established that anybody can become a Jedi these days.
Have you accepted the
The bar's
force
very
as your
low.
Lord and Savior?
Yes.
It's like quietly close the door to my quarters. Stop knocking on my door.
It's within you. It's within
Proselytizing.
everybody.
It's gonna be a long trip. You missed this, didn't you?
Indeed, indeed.
It's been a year. You've missed it.
Well, some of us choose to spend our leave, going and having some rest and relaxation rather than going on a near-death experience in the outer reaches. But, each to their own.
Some of us.
Yes.
You're the one who hung around Quantra.
Descending into
That's
the
a
heart of
broke.
darkness.
Some of us had no choice.
Nope,
Fair enough. Fair
none
enough.
whatsoever. So a couple days passes, you somehow manage not to kill each other. Mary's transponder still picks up that ship really well. Got no issues with that. As you're getting closer, Vizia, do you actually ask Runsei or Gadriel to sit in the co-pilot seat? Or do
Oh,
you do it
yeah.
without their help?
No, she would have. Yes, I would have asked one of them if they were willing to play with their space voodoo.
Nobody has done any space voodoo.
I don't think anyone's even used the astrogation computer at all. We're just kind of left it there
No.
dustily doing its work.
What a shame. I'm about to get you to roll it. So yeah, who's sitting in the co-pilot seat?
I have been sitting as co-pilots in light of everybody thinking that they're passengers.
Yes.
Ship's doctor is an important role, but it doesn't pertain to navigation. So
That little
Yeah,
dig
is
there.
Isaiah the only person who works around here?
It seems so.
Yeah.
No.
getting you all to brush your teeth and take your vitamins, might seem like nothing, but it is work.
It seems like everybody else in this tribulation, they're trust fund babies.
Runside looks up for like the thing that she's fiddling with, trying to fix.
Here, perhaps you can fix this.
Oh crap, don't give me that box. I don't want it.
Cool. All right, so do you want to give me an astrogation check, Vazia? And then Gadriel, I'll get you to roll me a force dice.
If you need assistance, Fuzzy, with astrogation, I have got 5 green in it, so I could assist you as well
Sure.
to sort of pull what have you got for your pool for astrogation?
2 yellow.
2 yellow. So if you roll 2 yellow and 3 green, that's the
I
kind of
have
skilled
2
assistance.
yellow, 1 green.
So with our powers combined, we can do 2 yellow and 3.
Yes, you can.
So with our powers combined, we go what?
2 yellow, 3 green.
Captain
Yeah.
Planet.
You're going up against 3 purple and 1 red.
3 purple and 1 red. Yeah.
Lost in space, here we come. Oh,
Oh.
Ooh. Hell yeah, but 3 advantages.
3 advantages, sure.
So we don't blow up, okay?
No,
That's
exactly. I think that.
That's the main point. Yeah.
So yeah, you are flying through space and those stars are streaming behind you, and while you've got control of the gross manipulations of the ship, Gadriel is just every now and then just kind of tapping a thruster here and nudging the ship just a little bit over here, a little bit over there. Did you roll force, please?
No, I haven't rolled anything.
Can you roll me your force dice? Because I want to see if this is your fault. Yep.
I've been playing too much with my Rubik Cube.
Yeah. Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah. That
So yeah, he's been nudging the ship along in its hyperspace travel, but maybe a movement was just a little bit too much or just not quite enough. And you feel the ship starting to shear.
disintegrate.
You feel it starting to shear, like the starboard section is starting to kind of go a little bit slower than the port section.
Emergency stop. Emergency stop.
Yeah. Gonna
Touch
hit the
button.
brakes. It's like drop out of hyperspace.
Drop
No,
out
no,
of
no, no,
hyperspace.
no, 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 no.
Give me a piloting check. As in your view screen, you see a massive chunk of a ship's engine filling up the view screen and you're hurtling towards at a great rate of knots. You
Oh.
are not even thinking, you are relying on sheer instinct as you try to.
Got it. Okay, so what's
And
the
that will be your threats.
What is the difficulty?
I'm going to say, I'm going to make it a 3 purple because this thing's just come out of nowhere.
Oh crap.
Okay.
Oh,
One success, but 1 threat.
Oh.
All those
That's fine. So you react with the speed of a cat on fire. Like it's just you don't even think it. There's not a conscious thought that goes through your mind. You just grab the controls and you nosedive the Nightfall into the sharpest drop it's ever been in. The artificial gravity can't keep up. The inertial dampers can't keep up. Everyone gets thrown around in their seats or hits a bulkhead. Somehow, no one knows why, you're able to just skitter underneath past that swirling piece of debris. However, it goes clang as it takes off a communication dish off the side of your ship.
Uh-oh.
And there's your threat. But yes, you stop, you breathe, your heart's kind of no doubt racing like mad in your chest. You nearly got splattered like bugs on a windscreen. And you've lost your comms.
Well, I do think the New Republic going to have to pay for some damages.
You're piloting the ship. Doesn't quite work like that.
Nope. Every time we've been hired by the New Republic, my baby has gotten hurt.
So, Mary, how are you feeling?
I mean,
with
this
you,
is not my
Ronso?
forte, so I just sort of looking to the trusting in Vazia to get us through this. Bit freaked out though.
What do we do? Ronso?
Yeah, just a little bit like shaken.
You'll
Did
go to
come
the
out of nowhere. So
mess tent and get some space hooch.
yeah, space search.
It's part of the shipboard supplies. Cool.
Everyone partaking of space hooch.
Of course, why not?
Good.
No, Fuzia is still swearing. Like
Um,
there is various languages of swear words coming out of her. You can hear them out the cockpit all the way down through the rest of the ship. Like just
God damn it, Mother Ducker.
fifth bit.
I scratched my ship. No.
You know the if one of the comms has been broken, does that mean we've lost contact with the tracer?
Good question.
I'm trying to think how it would. Yes. Yes, you
Yeah.
would, because it did rely on the comm signal. So
Ah.
yes, the receivers and transponders broken. So you've lost contact with that ship.
Fabulous. All right.
So yeah, you are not drifting. You're at least stationary in space, and you've got this massive chunk of old ship piece just floating around outside your window.
I gotta. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? If there is vessels that are going missing in this region, I'm just gonna grab the chunk. How big is it? Is it like small
Yeah.
enough to be dragged in?
Oh, it's
Grab it.
pretty big. This
Pretty
is
big?
it's a
Can
big
we
hunk of
tow
metal.
it?
Possibly.
Is
I mean,
it?
I guess the first thing Mary's asking, that didn't come off us, did it?
No.
No,
Phew.
No.
Um,
no.
is
Nearly
it a
became fused it to
significant?
you, but
Is it a significant piece of ship, or is it just like junk?
well, let's just say it's a big section of a ship's hull.
Hmm.
So it's all junk, but it came from a big ship.
From a big. Okay, cool. So,
Probably more big ship parts.
yeah, going to scan it because we need to see if there's anything that we can find out about why things are happening. Is there any evidence of
Salvage.
space battle, or is it like what kind of torn apartness is it? Does it look like it was mushed by a black hole?
And
Give
is it
me
valuable? We need to know that too.
give me knowledge.
Knowledge, education,
Education.
knowledge.
It was knowledge.
Yeah, all right, I'll make one of those then. Yeah.
Knowledge what?
What's the difficulty? Education.
Education.
I'm going to say 2 purple.
Two
It's
purple. All right.
not
I'll
fine.
go for
I
that.
will assist by hanging over Dr. Mary's shoulder.
Yeah,
Three
sure.
successes, 3 advantages.
Mary is all over it. So what you are looking at, you're not familiar with the ship, but it just looks like not quite a capital ship, but maybe a large freighter. It's a massive hull section with some old thrusters on it. It's is there anything of value in it? No. It's just several tons of metal floating in space. Are there signs of warfare? No, but there are signs of metal fatigue and shear forces. You can see the metal girders inside it has shattered. Um, you can see that the thinner metal has been peeled back and stripped off, like the supporting girders. There's no signs of carbonization. There's no blackening. There's no indication of torpedo or plasma fire on that section of hull. So you could come to the conclusion that this thing may have fallen astray of the space oddities in this area. It's also old. It's not recent. This is 20, 30 years old.
getting into some weird time travel stuff now, aren't we?
Are we?
I don't know.
We-
Like it came in last week, but it's 30 years older now or something.
There's no
Just
rust
one.
on this
That's just a paranoid theory.
Something paranoid.
There wouldn't be no rust in space. There is no way that it's going to oxidize.
Correct. There is no rust in space. So,
Also, no spectacular explosions with blast waves, but
no.
Or sound.
Or
or
sound.
sound or
Sound, yeah.
anything. Yeah.
Pew,
Yeah.
pew, pew.
But don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
All right.
Oh. The system with the black hole has
Where to, Captain? Into a black
Gravitational.
hole?
It does seem like we are on a fool's errand.
we're not going into the black hole, are we, Gosh?
No, we're not going into the black hole.
No,
But,
I don't think the ship would survive.
There's a line of what we'll do for money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get the line.
disappearing in a system full of gravitational anomalies in a black hole. Mysteries.
There's a TikTok around here somewhere.
Someone's out there shooting a 30-second video for
Prank
likes.
video.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Vazia will do another scan just of the area.
Yeah, sure. You
Uh,
scan. Well, you see on your navigation computer that you're not too far away from the sector now. You're probably only a couple of hours out. Yeah. Otherwise, everything else seems to be reading as it should.
Well, let's try that again in a more calm fashion, shall we?
What
I will
was
jump to the system.
okay?
You nudge the Nightfall back into hyperspace, and Gadriel is
Before she does that, are you sure that this is Savi? That ship came apart, literally, because somebody was fiddling midstream with controllers. I think this is dangerous and, quite honestly, very responsible. We're gambling with the crew's lives.
What is the alternative, do you suggest? Turn around and go back?
I'm not the captain, but if we keep on following the pieces, eventually we'll find where is the anomaly, or if there's such a thing as the anomaly.
So it's a question of whether we have a little look around this region of space or if we continue to the sector. Was there, on the scans, was there anything at all, like in this region of space, or just that?
No, because of the whole disturbances, your scans are going to be a bit patchy. It's not. This isn't crystal space. It's got weird things in it, so your scanners are somewhat blinded. But as far as you can see, it is clear in. And you're on the space lane, so it's reasonably well traversed section of space. Gadget just seems to have nudged you, maybe just a little bit too far to the left.
Everybody look out a window. Yeah, I just jump back to the sector. Well, towards our destination.
Okay. So
The I can't think of the word. Not reticence.
caution.
Caution. That's the word. Caution is appreciated, but we do not have a lot of choice because we can sit here or we can move forward or backwards if not.
Yep. So you go and nudge the Nightfall back into hyperspeed. Hyperspace. It's been a long day for me too. So the stars again do the elongation and you're in hyperspace. And as I said, it's a couple of hours. Gadriel is still doing his little sensitive taps here and there, but for the most part, it's a pretty uneventful trip. And as you come to the end of your journey, you drop back out and yeah, you are back into normal space and welcome to the black hole sector. So,
Ooh. Well, the scanners are dodgy in the system, but can we
you can run them.
identify the ship that we were
Yeah. Good to know where
following?
they are.
Have they made it? If we can tell.
Okay.
Are they here?
So,
Yeah.
give me a sensor roll. 2 purple, 1 black.
That's computers. Who's on the sensors? I'm happy to do it.
Yep. Okay.
Right, so 2 purple, 1 black. Are they charged? Yes, they are charged. 1 success, 3 advantages.
Okay. So the sensors start coming back with information. So let's cut to the big the big thing in the room. Hexa. Okay. Do you want to just look for the ship solely, or are you just doing a general scan of the sector?
Well, maybe we're looking for the ship, but maybe the advantage is also noticing other targets of note as well at the same time in the course of it. Finding something else of interest, if that works.
Yes. Okay. So the ship is going to tell you very quickly that Hexa is a massive navigational aid. Sorry, danger. It's several billion years old. It's dying and it's emitting increasing solar radiation and magnetic fluctuations, and it's beginning that process where the sun starts to expand to consume the whole sector, essentially. And as part of that expansion, its gravity well increases as well. So it's actually starting to affect the gravitational pull on the other planets in this sector. So it has ongoing effects throughout the whole sector. Soldus, which is the little tiny planet closest to it, it's almost totally fragmented because it has pretty much shaken itself to bits and the gravity is pulling it apart. So that planet is almost now nothing more than space debris. Rinth, which is the next planet past that, is the Venus allegory. So it's also starting to break apart. You can see on the surface scans from your sensors that it's got fissures and crevices that go straight to the core of that planet, and this is all new. Like previous images of this planet shows an intact surface. Now it's starting to break apart. It's in that process that Solidus is deeply into. Midnight, which is that green planet, it's a planet that's alive but was bombarded by the Chiss Empire. It's still green, still life, has a lot of life on it, but your sensors detect almost constant earthquakes, just shaking that planet to bits. You get your occasional little small tremors and then a very, very large tremor. And it's already starting to have an effect on that planet. You can see that sea levels have changed, mountains have collapsed. It's causing really fundamental geological changes to that planet. Plunder moon, still orbiting Midnight. The orbit's starting to get a little bit shaky too because it has a weaker orbit than the planet, so it is more likely to get drawn towards the sun. But it's still there. The gas giant, which is quite far away, yeah, it's still there. That doesn't appear to have been affected by the sun and its changes. And the black hole, you can sense it with the sensors in the far, far reaches of it. Again, that doesn't seem to have changed in what it's doing. As for your ship, Mary, your ship, I'm just trying to think what's happened to it. It's probably good that you weren't on that ship. You know, just saying. Your ship is in orbit around Plunder Moon. You just see it stationary in orbit over Plunder Moon.
So why good not to be on it? Is there something amiss about the ship?
It's there.
Mhm.
No, it's there for the moment. You don't know what they're doing. You can't hear them. It's just sitting there.
Any other ships come across in the sensors, or just them?
You detect ships on the surface of Plunder Moon. There, you detect 3 or 4 engine signatures and some habitation.
You detect life signs.
You're not that close.
We probably should get closer so we can get those readings then.
So yeah. Fuzzy does not like this. One bit.
What would you like, Fazia?
What's the sensor capacity on the Nightfall?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question. But did we actually fill that part out?
I don't know that that's something that they go into it in a lot of detail in the stats of ships. Like it's sort of
I'm just trying to figure out if
somewhat.
it's how strong it would be.
Oh, since the range is only short.
Yeah.
That is something that is actually on there. So yeah, we're probably a bit too far away.
Okay. Do you want to do some sweeps of the area instead of like?
Yeah, I don't want to go right into Plunder Moon because we are meant to be looking for what is
The disturbance. Yes.
Well, I guess we're sort of a legitimate, almost like kind of investigatory body that are kind of looking into things. So we could probably go down there if we wanted
You
to.
mean we're not pirates?
We're not pirates. No, we're not here to like, interfere with what they're doing. We're here to work out what's going on, why they keep disappearing.
I'm mean we're not going to be able to fix the communications dish in space. So we do have
No.
a valid excuse to land on the only thing with atmosphere in this sector.
Mm.
Okay. Barring any ability to communicate with anyone because we have lost our communications array. And we need to see what we can at least cobble together. Yeah, head for Plunder Moon, but a few kilometers out from where everyone, if there is a location that they are congregating.
Sure.
So you're landing but further away, is that what you're saying? On the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So we're just going to go wander around a uninhabited random moon with.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
our
Well,
stick.
this seems
Mary, you
Sure.
weren't with us last adventure.
Yeah, that's true.
And there seems to be a lot of the sensors are saying there is a fair few ships there. We don't know if they are the pirates. Let's not land right next to the pirate or potential
But how will
pirate.
we deal with them if we don't land next to them?
Carefully.
Be prepared.
Okay, so is that the plan?
Yeah.
That's like it. Yep.
My plan.
And it's
You're
your
piloting,
ship.
so
Yeah, it's your
that's fine
ship.
for now. Can always move closer, I guess.
So
Yeah.
Your ship, your plan.
you do cut through the system and you go past Rinth, you go around to midnight, and as you come up to Plunder Moon, your sensors start to give you back a bit more information. There is one man-made structure, well, one large man-made structure on that moon. There's also some other smaller structures around that larger one. There are several ships on the ground by those structures, and some are spaceworthy, some are not. Some are in parts, or some are under repair. So give me a planetary piloting roll.
Mhm.
I want to see if you can get through undetected. Against 3 purple.
Oh,
I can
Actually,
help you in the planetary pilot role.
wow, 1 triumph.
got-
Yep.
nice.
Okay,
Successes, 2 threats, but a triumph.
Good roll.
that's fine. So, yeah, you use the cloud cover around the moon, and you come up on the far side of the planet, so gives you the best chance of escaping anyone if they're looking for you. You slide into the atmosphere and you coast along the surface of this little rocky barren moon, and there are mountain ranges, and you use those to help guide you and work your way closer and closer to the structures that you detected earlier. And you find a place maybe 4Ks away, and it's a nice little plateau, so it's easy for you to land your ship there. It's desolate. People aren't going to see it unless they're on top of the mountain range around you. You're in a little bowl, so it's somewhat protected. And yeah, you do a perfect landing on that messer. No one knows you're there. Your sensor board hasn't flicked up. Nothing. As far as you're aware, you're good. Stealthy entry made.
far as you're aware.
Mm,
Keyword.
no,
Dun,
Phrase.
dun, dun.
you're aware. Oh,
I guess we get out and have a look around now that we're here. Enjoy the sunshine.
first thing I'm
Yes.
going to go do is have a look at the damage to my ship.
So, yeah, you go and open the door, and your face gets blasted by some warm air. I won't say it's hot, but it's warm. And you can see these mountain ranges all around you, and it's barren, it's rocky. Think about like a desert like or the Grand Canyon. So it's that sort of rocky parts of it. It's not very habitable or welcoming. It's not like Midnight with its beautiful lush green forest. This is barren and warm and not very pleasant to be in. But there's air. That's all I'll give you.
And we're not on the ship. We survived the voyage. Hooray.
Woohoo.
Survive
Yeah.
the voyage. You know, you just got to get home, but that comes later, maybe.
Mm.
Depends on your decisions.
Look at the damage on the ship. Catalog
Okay.
that.
Do you want to give me a mechanics check then?
Who
Well,
wants to repair it? I can help.
Please do.
Anyone else mechanically inclined? I've got 5 green.
Mm.
So.
And it's going to be a 2 purple. It's not that hard. It's
All right, I'll go
Yeah.
for it then. Yeah.
pretty freaking obvious.
All right. I'll just roll it with that flipping one.
hey,
Oh, nice.
5 successes, 1 advantage. Yeah.
So yeah, the sensor array has been pretty much scraped off, but parts of it's still hanging off dear life. So with some modifications and a bit of good old-fashioned duct tape or whatever they
Yeah.
use, you will be able to get it working to a degree. Won't be perfect, but it'll help.
Yep. Sounds good. Yeah. Get it all rigged up. At least we'll be able to receive communications now if we need to speak to fellow explorers on this lovely planet, moon.
Sure. Yep. So it's going to take you about 4 or 5 hours before you get that communications array back into somewhat of a working order. But you are successful in that.
Great.
you said we're in like a bowl on the top
Yep.
of a mesa.
With mountains around you.
Mountains around. So if
And
we go to the edge of the
Here
mesa
over the edge. Yeah. What do we see?
with with some binoculars or of some description.
sure. While Mary is working her magic, she also fixes machines as well as people apparently. What can we say?
Well, I have to
Talented.
do both with this crew, don't you? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, I guess.
No, well, Amaya's not here.
No, not yet. So you trek up the mountainside, and for all of its intimidating look, it's not that hard to walk up. It's a bit steep, but you can manage it. You don't need any special equipment. You find a path and you make it up to the very top of the mountain range, and you use your binos. And 4 or 5 Ks isn't that far for those binoculars. But what you will see when you look in the direction of that structure is the very, very top of a triangular structure. And you're looking at that and you go, that's not natural. That's not part of the normal landscape. That is manufactured.
Like a cigarette kind of thing.
Like a ziggurat, correct. Step pyramid, the top of a step pyramid.
Seen a couple of those ones in my reading.
I bet you have. in the dark hollow. Sorry,
You're
across the other
Sith
screen.
reading.
Yeah, this planet is possessed. We should leave.
Says the guy with the possessed holocron.
Yes, the guy
Well,
possessed.
if you're saying, you know, ancient religious buildings are causing the disappearances, that's definitely your area of expertise. So defer
Yeah.
to you.
I didn't say that. The gods said it. Okay. Let's
Oh,
get it straight.
The gods.
the gods.
Interesting.
What? No force. There's no gods. There's just the force.
Really? What would you know about the Force, Francine?
A bit.
Ah, she is a witch.
So we can just see the top of the ziggurat. Any
People?
movement, ships? No.
No, you're just seeing the top of the structure. It's only
Does
about 4
it-
k's away. Won't take you long.
Does it look to? Can you see if there's doors or anything into the ziggurat?
Oh, you can only see the top section of it. Like this thing
Oh, okay. All right.
is rather large. You're just seeing the very top floor, like the top floors of a big building. That's it. That's all you're really seeing. There is some architecture there,
Mm.
but I wouldn't say doors. Like there's fluted columns on the outside. There's remnants of paint on it, but no doors.
Wow.
I guess with the, like, are we thinking like it's interesting as exploring a ruin is this what we think is the most likely thing to be causing the ship disappearance, or should we be talking to, you know, others on the ground or something first before we dive into an archaeological expedition? Especially given that we know that the other crews in the area are archaeologists, so they might be able to know a bit more about it than we do.
I think we've confirmed that the nothing of interest in the sector was bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the one thing we have confirmed. Yeah.
So,
That and it's not super safe to fly here. Don't come for a holiday.
Mm.
Should be on the don't travel list.
Yes, because people are really good at listening to signs and following them.
well, if it is
right.
hard to get to, and you know you wouldn't be able to find it on sensors, it'd be a good hiding place.
Wouldn't be over touristed, you know, and be able to.
Yeah.
But if there's like, okay, so bunches and bunches of ships have gone missing, supposedly, in this sector, and specifically in this system over, the past 30, 40 years at a relatively frequent rate.
Say
And yes,
frequent, but yeah,
well,
occasional.
occasional, but yes, there is a black hole. So, I mean, assuming that the black hole is not sucking everything, absolutely everything in, I'm disturbed by the lack of debris for that amount of ships that have gone missing,
Yes.
even with a black hole.
Yes. Where did they go?
Well, probably most of them may have not even got here. So we just run through a giant ship graveyard.
But we didn't. We
Well,
ran into a
we
piece
don't
of
know.
ship, but we didn't know. We didn't
No.
see anything else.
Reality is we don't know because we were most of the time in hyperlink. So the Navi computer would be doing the micro calculations to
So,
avoid all this.
therefore, are you saying that the thing that
For all what we
has
know, this
taken
would
the
have
ships
been
is
littered in pieces all the way from here until next station.
so it's the hyperspace lane, not particularly the planet.
No.
I think.
Otherwise, there would have been a halo of debris.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, okay. So, I think we have a little look-see sneakily around the potential profit to be made from the archaeological site because
Mhm.
profit. But unless we identify anything specifically there that is responsible for disappearances, then we can take a slow sublight journey through the space lane looking for debris and evidence of why and what has happened. In which
Okay.
case we will have fulfilled our brief without being killed.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just wondering, given we're already on this planet, maybe we should go and talk to some of the other expeditions, like see if they know anything, if they've seen anything.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Work the human angle. Because
Yeah.
we could be looking for a needle in a haystack if we just sort of search
Person
around.
angle. Person angle.
Yeah,
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 at,
that's
le-
right. It's true.
at least
Shouldn't be
has
speciesist.
has direction to the natives
Wrong
before
galaxy.
we blast them.
Yes. Well, it's
Yeah,
definitely a matter of go check out the signs of life and do proper due diligence investigation and look for profit at the same time.
Oh, well spoken.
Okay. So you're gonna Lawrence of Arabia your way over to it?
Yep. Does that mean like dress in white?
No, just
Walk.
walk.
Get a camel. Get the camel that we have in storage. Get over there.
Engage in weird bondage.
Whoa, whoa.
Sorry. I've read that book. It's not, it's
Yeah.
weird.
That escalated quickly. Okay.
Yeah. All right. If you're going to make your way over to this place, give me a survival roll.
Do we have a land speeder in this ship?
No, you're not that big.
Why
It's-
don't we just fly over then? Like, why would we walk?
Yeah,
Leave
I
our
mean,
ship in this random spot.
this is the thing. Since we have repaired the communications dish and had a look-see,
Yeah.
All
there's
right.
no
you wanna-
need to like walk over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice is just to stretch your legs after a long time in space. Getting lost on a desolate
but
planet, leaving your ship behind.
if we get into trouble while we're there, then we're stuck. Like it's going to be a long walk back.
Also, like, turns out that the old hill with the bowl in it is, a dormant volcano or something. We lose our ship.
Or a mouth.
Yeah, that is where the god that is crushing ships in its maw lives.
It was just bad parking.
Space
Yep.
kraken. Yeah.
the Thresher Maw. Oh wait, that's Mass Effect. Sorry.
Yeah. Can't remember what the worm's called.
Okay. So
Thresher Maw
You're
at
gonna-
Mass Effect.
Flying over, I reckon. Yeah.
you pile
Alright.
back into the Nightfall
Mhm.
and you take off. Are you going to just fly up to the pyramid?
Oh well, now we have communications. We can like send out a message going, we have been damaged in hyperspace. This was the nearest system. Does anyone have any mechanics, repairs, yada yada?
Do you get a response back on the comms? Yeah. Ship. Sure, come on in. We'll fix you up.
Mm.
Thank you. That's not at all suspicious.
Trap. Trap.
Okay.
Right. Got a bad feeling, but do it.
So you take off from your little mountain top and you dip down into the valley and you cruise your way up towards the pyramid, and in your view screen this emerges. So that appears in your view screen. And yeah, you see it's a massive ziggurat. It's old. This thing is old. It's very much in the shape of a step pyramid. But you can see it. There's a lot of age damage, but there's also a lot of earthquake damage. So the earthquakes that are affecting Plunder Moon have really started to break this thing down. And hidden around the base of this rather large pyramid, you see more modern structures. You see something that looks vaguely empire, dated empire, but empire at its core, and then some cobbled on extra outbuildings on the outside. You do see a couple ships on the ground. 2 or 3 are fully intact, but you see a lot more in pieces on the ground. And you bring the Nightfall up and you come down to land. Are you landing?
Sounds like we are. The other
That's
thing I
about-
just think is interesting as we come in is that I guess the pirate theory doesn't probably hold up, that they didn't just get shocked that a ship appears from nowhere and comes in asking for repairs. They didn't, freak out or ask for RD or. Anyway, just a side note.
But we're legitimate. It's not like,
No, but like we snuck up and kind of just suddenly appear from nowhere and they're
yeah, but
not
we're
bothered
not
by
like
that.
spying or anything. It's just, yeah.
They don't know that though. They don't know us. Anyway, I'm just saying, like maybe it points away from that theory.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm assuming they are the pirate, given the
I mean, they
amount
could be
of
that too. That's why they're not worried.
Of
'cause they're
course
pirates,
they're
yeah.
the pirates. It's us. Come on.
destroyed ships around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real pirates are us. We're the ones out looking for
Yeah.
profit. Makes us feel. Yeah.
We're the ones that cause things to go wrong. So
We will land, even though this is a very, very bad idea.
Yep, you find a little patch of empty dirt and you land the Nightfall. You open it up. And you find yourself face to face with a bunch of pirates holding guns, and we're going to end it there tonight. Thank you very much.
All
do
right,
it.
fair enough.
Do it. Damn it.